Hey, I'm Adam.
I'm Bryan.
Back with another episode of Buds and Suds.
So I'm sure you all know what this beer is, what these beers are. We are doing them blind, just like last year. We actually already did this video once, and we kind of screwed it up because we got them mixed up. And anyway, now we got the exact same cups, so that our outside is the same beer, inside is the same beer. So we are going to do them the same beer at the same time. We're going to try to guess which is which, tell you which one we like. So this is, in case you don't know, regular Bourbon County 2018, and this is Reserve, which is in Elijah Craig barrels. 15.2%. Like I said, both of them are 2018. It was a fun video last year, so we thought we'd do it again.
Absolutely. All right, do outside?
Yeah.
And the pours are small. We have more in here, but we had to have my daughter do this, so we're blind, and she, you know,
well, she took the bottles with her. Right?
she says she emptied them, but I don't know. All right, let's do the outside.
All right.
You know, the normal darkness of Bourbon County. Let's get the
It looks like Bourbon County.
Yeah, I mean, it just smells like that typical Bourbon County. And like I've said it before, it's kind of a mix between a barley wine and a stout, or an old ale, figgy, raisin, plum.
With some roast. And,
chocolate. Oh, and bourbon. Oh, yeah, there's some booze in there.
I get some booze to it.
This kind of this like tobacco-y thing going on. Very complex, very wonderful smelling.
You want to? Why don't we do the
aroma
nose too on this one? All right, number 2, the nose. It's a little muted to me, and not quite as dark fruit. Yeah,
a little more. I don't know, woody.
Okay, yeah,
oaky.
So maybe a little more barrel character. Not as,
I
wouldn't say any more or less bourbon. I'm not getting that yet, but a little more barrel.
Maybe so. Not quite the, like you said, the raisin fruit.
Okay.
All right, outside?
Yeah, outside.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. First sip, getting tons of that fig, that raisin, that fruitiness. Get a little bit of alcohol burn down in the chest.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting some alcohol burn. Some good barrel character too. Yeah, that's good.
Smooth, creamy, vanilla barrel character. Tons of fruits though. Tasty.
Yeah, all right, let's do number 2.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Let's see.
Cheers.
Cheers. That one does have a slightly different flavor to me.
Yeah.
A little, I would say, a little more barrel. Or it's a different bourbon character, which is hard to say.
Yeah.
But it's, man, so close.
Yeah. Not quite. Yeah, it's a little more oaky to me. Like you said, a little more bourbon. Not quite the fig. A little more boozy. Still sweet. That nice sweet bourbon barrel, bourbon character, sweet Bourbon County character.
I'm gonna go back to 1 for a second.
Just a little more fruity on that.
Yeah, a little more on the sweet side. I would agree with that. But I do like getting a little more of what I would consider to be, you know, the barrel character out of number 2. I like that. I like that quite. I like them both. I love them both.
Yeah.
Back to 1. Okay.
Yeah. A little sweeter, a little less booze on that one, I think.
Okay. It may have just been the sip. I felt like I got a little more booze, but just on that sip only.
Man, these are hard. It was hard last time.
It was.
It's hard this time.
I do feel like I can tell it's a different beer, but if I had them on different days, I don't know if I'd be able to tell.
So I remember, I don't know how much, so we did this, but we blind poured them for each other. And we thought we were talking about the same beer, but we could tell while we were doing the video. We just kept going back and forth, like different. We even paused to take a little palate break, cracker, water.
Came back.
And things were just changing. And at the end of that video, I said I preferred one of them by a hair and thought it was the Reserve and it was the regular. I thought it was a little sweeter, a little more creamy, vanilla, and the other one was just a little more bourbon character.
And I think I said the same thing, but I thought I was talking about the other beer. Turned out it was kind of interesting. So when we first poured them, not this time, but when we were doing a blind for each other, one of them had just a little bit more tan head, and we thought, well, that's got to be the same one. And anyway, I still think, to me, I think it depends on what day what mood I'm in, because I love just regular Bourbon County, which I think number one is.
I agree.
But once in a while, I wouldn't mind having something with a little more oak character, a little more wood to it.
But they're almost imperceptible. They're so really close. I mean, as you go back and forth, and you get different. I mean, things just change. It's a very complex beer. That's why I love Bourbon County so much, because it has not just like a Russian Imperial. I mean, it's not just a Russian Imperial Stout. It's so much more complex, and it has these, like I said, these toffee, caramel, fig, raisin, but then the barrel character is complex, and you kind of get this tobacco and vanilla and wood, and it's just, it's really good. I'm gonna agree. Like, I just have a hard time picking a favorite. I go back and forth, and it's like you said. Like last time, I think I preferred the regular, which I think is one, and this time I think I prefer the reserve. Like it's just the mood I'm in, what I've had to drink. And I may be wrong, but I'm kind of wanting to look at the reveal so I can pour myself some more. But they're 4.755s to me. I go back and forth. They're in that range. They're just, it's my favorite. It's my, like, well, you know, Desert Isle, it's just hard. I hate to pick a single beer because it's depending on the season, what you're doing and everything, but it's either like Dragon Saddle or this, is depending on what mood I'm in, whether it's an IPA or a stout. But this is like my go-to beer.
Yeah.
I love it.
Like I said, I think it depends on what mood I'm in. And right now, I'm just in the mood for something a little sweeter, so I'm digging this one.
Time? But if it's regular,
but I have to admit, I mean, if sometimes just a little more barrel character just makes it that much better.
They're almost. Let's see if we're right.
Okay, let's see if we're right. Yeah, go ahead.
I need more beer.
I can tell. Like, roll this through. Let's go.
One is regular.
Okay.
Yep.
Boom. There we go. So at least we picked it. All right, pour some more and let's sip on a little more and see what more we get. Yeah, gosh, that's just so good. They're both wonderful. They're both phenomenal.
And you think it's, I mean, so the base beer obviously is the same. It's just the bourbon. It's just the bourbon barrels they're using. And bourbon, you know, I'm not a big, we talk about, like, I live in bourbon country, but I'm not a bourbon connoisseur. I enjoy a good bourbon, but I can't tell you the finer things about it. I can get generic tasting notes, but I don't have like big preferences on, I can't tell you about vintages of this and this and that. But I do know that the barrel, I mean, the bourbon's about the barrel. Mm-hmm. The bourbon is about the barrel. It can change the spirit substantially, depending on where the bourbon is, the temperature, the change in temperatures and everything. And this is classic example of that.
It is. And, you know, I knew a guy who worked at one of the local distilleries, and it's also the floor at which they keep them in, because it's not air conditioned. So the higher floors are much hotter, the lower floors are much cooler. So they tend to keep the more expensive stuff on the lower floors, I think.
Yeah.
But I do know that different floors for different temperatures. I really like them both. To me, it's almost a tie. It just depends on what mood I'm in.
Yeah. It is. They're both wonderful. Now here, actually, you know, we're in Kentucky, so I think the majority of the allotment is in Illinois and Kentucky. I know, I mean, from last year talking to you guys, this does go nationwide, but I think it's much more limited, and I'm talking about the reserve. So it's funny, here, locally, you know, we get Bourbon County, you know, on Black Friday and everything, but it's much harder to get the regular Black Label than it is the Gray Label Reserve. We just get a bigger distribution of the reserve. But they're both good.
But we're not complaining.
No, they're both good. I mean, I'm glad to try them both.
Yeah.
But I don't mind that I have more of the reserve over the regular.
Well, and it comes with this awesome box.
You get a cool
it's got to be better, right? It's in a box.
But this, I do like. I just love that sweetness on the back. I mean, that's just. I think the barrel character on this just cuts that sweetness a little bit and gives it more woodiness, like this more earthy type flavor. But it's very, very subtle.
Yeah, I would say depends on which type of beer you like better. I mean, you can tell it's the same beer, I think, but like you said, the slight sweetness, the slight, you know, so if you were doing kind of a cuvee and you put just a little more barley wine in this one, that would be more of what it would taste like, because it's got a little more of the dark fruits in it. But I think if you really wanted something with more barrel character, then you'd have to go for the reserve.
Yeah.
So it depends on what you like. But to me, it's almost a tie. It just depends on what I'm.
And if you give me, if you gave me just one of them without the other for comparison, I'm not guaranteeing. I'm telling you that, like, oh, this is the more barrel character. It's got to be the reserve. Yeah. It's that. I mean, it's that subtle. You know, the differences. It's just having them back to back close, and then to be honest, they start to melt a little bit as the ABVs hit you, and your palate just gets a little fatigued. So,
but it was a fun review.
Yeah, it was a fun review, and actually we did it right this time instead of like talking about the wrong beers and picking the wrong beer. Not that we have to pick the right beer, but we were talking about that. It was a muddled mess.
Well, we were talking about different beers at the same time, so it's super confusing. It's just better to do it this way, and next time we know better. And I mean, we were trying
to keep the family out of it. I had to bring my 7-year-old daughter and explain to her, now you pour this one into either 1 or 2, and this one into the other one, and then circle the number that you poured this, And she's like, got it, Daddy.
Or we screwed up on purpose so we could repeat it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what on this video. I got to go back over and re-review it. Isn't this like the 13th time you reviewed Bourbon County?
Still didn't work. We got to do it again.
Sound didn't work.
Try 3.
I'm going back.
Oh gosh.
But no, this is wonderful. Thank you for bringing these over.
Yeah, no problem.
Anything else?
No.
As always, guys, if you can have the beer you love the beer you have. Thanks.